Welcome back to my channel, Serious Slack with Serious Black. I'm your host, Serious Black, and today I am doing another round of 5 questions with me. And today's guest is comic creator Jason McNAMARA, longtime friend, very creative dude, and a rapscallion. Hey, Jason.
Greetings. Thanks for having me, Cerius.
Oh man, it's been a while since we've chatted. I am so glad to finally catch up with you, especially coming off of your Kickstarter. First things first, I gotta say, could you look to your left for me real quick? Okay. I just wanted to make sure. Folks, just so you know, the last time I saw
my
Jason. That is your hair, sir. I'm not falling for that. But it is rather long since the last time I saw you, man. It's kind of
I've
cool.
never had hair this long. People look at you different. People look at you like rough trade. Like, oh no. My students are like, oh, you've got a real like 80s glam metal thing going on. I just want to be like, do you want to pass this fucking class, kid? Like, oh, like a warrant, like a rat poison Motley Crue thing, and I'm like, oh, kids, you're killing me.
Oh my god! Oh no! Wait, I'm surprised they know who that is, though.
They're very into 80s kitschy stuff. They get it.
Okay, word up.
But if I'm like the Ramones, they're like, oh, okay, yeah, screw a little band.
It could be worse. They could have named some band that you absolutely hate.
Okay. I had long hair when I was a teenager, and I would walk around Manhattan, and people would yell at me all the time, "Simply Red." Simply Red. Yeah, that curly red hair.
No.
And it was around the time they had that Red Wine cover.
Oh, I can go another 20 years without ever hearing that song again.
Yeah.
That
guy, he looks rough now.
I'm over it. Damn, son. But like, why? Okay, why though? Like, why did you just decided to grow your hair out or what?
Two things happened. The pandemic happened. So I used to have really short hair.
Yeah.
My wife called it like my bisexual cop haircut. She's like, look at your bisexual cop with that haircut. I used to live in Tenderloin in San Francisco, and I'd walk around, and the locals would be like, "Good morning, officer." I'm like, "I'm not a fucking cop, guys."
Oh man.
I just had like them short hair. So the pandemic happened, and you can't go out anymore. So I sort of cut my own hair, and then I sort of gave up, and I just started shaving underneath, and I kind of gave up on that. And then at a certain point, I remembered, like, if you want to donate hair to Locks of Love, you need 10 inches of usable hair. So I said, I'm already halfway there. Let's just do it. Let's make some hair. This isn't enough. Even though it's a lot of hair, it's not enough for a wig.
No, but like, that's enough, and that's significant. And oh damn, yeah, it's so wavy.
It's very pretty. It's very pretty.
Look at you.
All right. It's very pretty. Yeah, I don't. So anyway, we're gonna cut it off soon and donate it, and then I'll go back to having short hair.
You got air conditioning in there?
I sure do.
Okay, good.
Yeah. But one of my hopes is, and I've done this before, I've donated hair, and my secret hope is that, in that movie The Hand, where the guy like loses a hand, like a criminal loses a hand, they give it to Michael Caine, and he starts like choking people. I hope that like there's like a nice little child, he's got cancer, but they put my wig on him, and all of a sudden he's like, "Hey, give me a glass of fucking water. Put my socks in a fucking drawer." Like and then he takes the wig off. He's like, "Dear mother, I don't know what was wrong." And they put the wig back on him. Get the fuck out of here. Get me a whiskey. It's like a haunted wig. That's my hope. So I want to do something good, but I also want to see if my hair can be haunted.
Okay.
That's me, man. It's like, do a little bit of good, do a little bit of bad.
So, okay, Slackpack, you heard that, right? This is why I wanted to get him on the show to talk to him for a while, because he's got stories. Okay, it's just things to say. It's always been very pleasing for me. I don't know about y'all, but I thoroughly enjoyed that just now. But let me get to the reason why we're supposed to be here. So, like I said, he is a comic book creator. Here is some proof of that right here. Look at that. Hey, look at that. You got the book in your hand, and I got nothing.
Technology embarrasses us all.
Yeah, I got a copy of the past tense cover right here. So,
from Dark Horse Comics.
That is correct. I heard about that place before.
They got me and other upstarts like Mike Mignola, up and comers.
Up and comers, got it.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, I do own this book. It was.
Thank you.
I think that I got it. Oh boy, maybe my 4th year working there. A while back.
Oh, right on.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I actually.
they were good to me.
Yeah. I remember getting it and seeing it in the office, and I was like, "Hey, I want that."
And they were like, "Please get it out of here." It's
No,
stinking
no,
up the
no.
joint.
We had an employee buy program type thing, so I just ordered it. And so, but we're gonna come back to that because I want to show some people. How long have you been in the game now, man?
Oh boy, do I have to say it out loud?
Kinda.
My very first self-published comic was in 2003, which was only 5 years ago.
In what timeline? But okay, so what was the very first thing then? Like, what made you go like, I'm gonna do this thing, and here it is?
I grew up reading comic books. Like, my father taught me to read with comic books. When I was a kid, there were still reruns of like the Incredible Hulk on TV, and that the Spider-Man from the 70s had one web shooter. I loved those. And my father, he loved to buy Smut and the Conan magazines. And while he was getting those, so he'd get Conan, he'd get like, underage grannies or whatever, his leg show, and then he would always get comic books. And then he would teach me how to read with the comic books. So by the time I went to school and they were like, see Spot Run, I was like, Spider-Man's web shooters go thwip, they do this, he's got spider sense. But it really helped me sort of contextualize the world. I just saw everything as a comic book. So if you had these big moments in your life, like you'd crash a bicycle, or you fall in love with a girl, or fall in love with anyone, you would think, how would I put that on a comic book page? How would that look if John Romita Jr. drew that? How would that look if Barry Windsor Smith drew that? How would that look if Gil Kane or Steve Ditko? How weird, what a weird little nose Steve Ditko would give me, right?
Yeah, I was going to say, that would look wild.
Yeah. He makes everyone look uglier. But that's how he sees the world. So I always saw comic books that way, and it wasn't until I didn't really know you could make them so much. You know what I mean? I just consumed them. I love them. I love them as an art form. But when eventually I met an artist named Tony Talbert, who I collaborated on with my early books, and we just drank in the same bar. I think we were arguing about Wally Wood. We were just arguing about Wally Wood one day, and then he's like, well, we were both, he loved Spider-Man and I loved Spider-Man, but we didn't like how Spider-Man was portrayed anymore.
Okay.
So we got really drunk, and he put his arm around me and said, kid, I'll draw your comic book. And I looked him dead in the eyes. I said, Tony, he was a really good artist. If you go with me on this journey, I promise you, in 1 year, we'll be on the team on The Amazing Spider-Man. It's been 20 years. It's never fucking happened.
Is he mad at you?
No. We went a totally separate way. I mean, once you start making independent comic books, you sort of fall into that as your culture.
Yeah.
And it's less like, do you want to flip burgers at the Disney store? Is that your fucking dream? Or do you want to like take everything that you see in the world, wrong with the world, put it into a story that's all of your own? So at this point, it took us really, really quickly. We decided we don't want people telling us what to do. We have our own way of telling stories. We have things that we want to say, and we don't need permission to do to do it. We're just going to do it. My first book had typos. I was the designer, so of course I printed 1,000 copies of a book that had blurry text.
Oh man,
we made huge fucking mistakes, but it was punk rock. There was no resources for us then. We had to do it all ourselves, which is why I love teaching now. I also teach comic books at Pacific Northwest College of Art. And for me, I'm like, I want to be a resource to these kids. I want to give them the tools so they could do it themselves and not have to go through gatekeepers, the same fucking tired gatekeepers all the time. Yeah. Everyone's answer, every editor, bless their heart, there's lovely editors that do good work, but it's really hard from the outside to break in, right? The answer, every editor's first language is no. Like, what color is the sky? No.
No.
Because they're like the pretty girl at the party. They're tired of people talking to them. They
about
anything better. Yeah, they're just a gateway to everyone's hopes and dreams. So just do it yourself. That's my advice. So I love teaching because we give them all the tools. And I just had a book signing today with my students. Every semester, I take their work and I do a student graphic novel, student anthology of their work.
Ooh.
So I make them published authors by the end. I teach them how to do the lettering files, how to set up for print. A lot of them already know how to illustrate, but they don't know how to illustrate for the page or for the page.
Yeah. No, that makes sense. I do find that a lot of students, that is like one of their hiccups, that a little hurdle they need to get over. It's for the that
or they don't do a close up soon enough. Like just basic staging, right? Like exterior, when and where are we? Medium shot, do you see a character in full relationship to their environment? And then from there you can get closer. You don't have to show that stuff again, and you end on a close up. Yeah. And the choices the camera techniques that you use also sort of like reinforce the vibe or the theme, the genre that you're working on, right? So I show up a lot. I show a lot of images, and I go, "How does this make you feel?" Like, so like if we show like a canted image of someone, everyone's like, "Oh, I feel a little bit uneasy." I'm like, "Of course," because the human eye, we don't normally see the world at a canted angle. If we do, something's very fucking wrong, right? You don't want to overdo it, but that's part of the storytelling. And I think the best thing I ever did as a writer was I quit comics at one point. I was really, probably like around 2010, I was really frustrated with my lack of progress. I was just burning out. You're just doing indie book after indie book. You're not getting any money. The books look good. I'm getting good reviews, but we're just not getting any traction. And I would see other people getting opportunities that I wasn't. And I was just like, I don't want to be mad. I don't want to be the guy in comics who's bitter. That people are, Sean got this or someone got this. Why didn't I get this? I don't know. Maybe because I'm half drunk all the fucking time. That could be it. Which I was at the time. Now I do my drinking at home after 8. Like John, take you out. But I stepped away from comics and I learned sign language and I studied sign language and I got into an ASL program at Berkeley City College. And I spent 2 years just studying ASL. And what's beautiful about that language is there's a limited amount of hand gestures. There's a limited amount of like things that you can do with your hands. But how you do that in relationship to your body language, how you use your facial grammar, your eyes, your mouth, how you purse your lips, how you use all that physicality changes the meaning of these little gestures. So it really broke me down as a writer, as I was using way too much language. It brought everything back to the simplest. How am I going to tell these stories visually without dialogue? So after that, after I studied sign language, I came back to comics, and I did The Rattler with Greg Hinkle for Image Comics.
Nice.
What I do now is I write the entire script, and I mean the entire 96 pages of graphic novel without any dialogue. And I ask myself, can you follow this visually without my dumb words on it? Right? Like if you go to like France or something, the first thing, if I go to a foreign country, the first thing I'm doing is I'm going to a comic book store and I'm going to pick up like the Hulk in French, right? And can I follow? Maybe I don't get all the granular details, but I get the emotionality of it, right? Yeah. So that's what I do. And I do that with Past Tense, with Dark Horse as well. I wrote the entire thing without any dialogue. And then you go through, and then you don't need as much dialogue because you're not creating these redundant beats. You're letting the visuals drive everything. So even though I'm a writer, I don't like to have a lot of words on the page. I want to collaborate with the artists, give them a framework, a blueprint to tell the story as visual as possible. My favorite thing to do is take dialogue out. I letter my own comic books. Okay. And they're like, oh, I don't need to do this. It's there on the page. Take it out. Let the art breathe. So everything I did like before 2014, very dense, very wordy. It wasn't really working in Congress with the art in the way that's pleasing to the eye. It's storytelling, but it doesn't have a flow. It doesn't have the right style. It's just too much. I pick up one of those old books and I'm like, who the fuck has time to read this? This is like an almanac. This isn't a fucking comic book. You know what I mean? It's like the artist is doing their best, but I'm just overburdening the whole process. And I'm not thinking about the page as a composition that the human eye has to move across and interpret. And now I do.
Okay.
So even so, Phantom Limbs, my new project on Kickstarter, which you can still back, our late pages available. And Cerius, you read it, you loved it.
I did.
It was even with that's a talkative book, but I still scene by scene I wrote all of it without any dialogue. And then you go back and maybe tweak something, maybe you tweak a facial gesture here or there. But for the most part, I changed nothing. I'd also use every page as its own canvas, right? Like you're interacting with an object, especially for print books. You're physically interacting with an object. So how are you using that page turn? Is every page have a reason to exist? Is every page its own scene? I never change scenes in the middle of a page. It's always, every page is its own bucket, its own idea, its own concept. I feel very strongly about that. Yeah.
I like that a lot.
So I do a beat sheet to begin with. I find the whole thing out. Like what happens on page 1, what happens on page 2, what happens on page 3. And you'll ask yourself, is this conversation between Jason and Cerius, is this a 2-page scene? Is this a 3-page scene? And then you can sequence like the pacing of your book at a really high level before you start scripting. Because what happens is you can just start writing, and you can end up with a 9-page scene of people talking, and that's deadly as shit in a comic book. You don't want that.
Yeah, no.
So if you can do a beat sheet, just a plan for what happens on every page at a really high level, you can look at your book and go, okay, there's too much action here. We need to pace this out a bit. There's too many talky scenes. We need to pace that out. So I get the rhythm of the whole story. And then when you go to script that scene, I know that the conversation between you and I, that's just a 2-page scene.
Yeah.
So I know where it starts and I know where it ends, and it makes it so much easier to write it.
Interesting.
You didn't ask me that question. I just answered a question you didn't ask.
No, but I was about to ask it, because my follow-up question to, talking about the art in the book was about students having trouble with exposition. And I think you just bodied that question. So like that's a great method on how to do that. And like I'm actually taking mental notes for myself. Because I have been recently challenged with writing a comic. So
write without dialogue. Write the whole thing without any dialogue. Can you visually follow? TV works really quickly. TV doesn't do reshoots. They work really economically. And their storytelling techniques are always the same. Exterior establishing shot. When and where are we? Is it the 50s, the 60s? Then they're going to put a 60s car right in front of you. A 70s car right in front of you, right? Within seconds, you know the genre based on how they're shooting things. You move inside. It's always a full shot of someone in relationship to their environment, right? You in your office, me in my office, we know that we're at home. We're just two at home here. But what's in our office also tells you about the character, right? If I have a bunch of like expensive equipment, that probably tells you I'm doing okay. If I've got a bottle of liquor under the table and seams are coming out of my shirt, you might think, maybe it's a little bit hard time, All these little physical artifacts tell you about like what my economic condition might be, right?
Yeah.
If there's cracks in the window, if I'm using towels as curtains, right? Like rich people don't do that. But if I'm, but if a butler comes in and brings me a plate of tangerines, you might be thinking, well, McNAMARA's not doing too bad.
Okay.
Yeah. So all those
Somebody
things
just
right
walks
away.
up, starts feeding you grapes, just no.
They're under the desk.
Quick question, because I wanted to get into this. Who is this guy?
That is the lead singer of Oingo Boingo. It's Danny Elfman. I had someone tell me, speaking like, bless his heart, Danny Elfman is like the famous ripped redheaded guy. He's also not a handsome man. And I cannot tell you how many people have come up to me and be like, you really look like Danny Elfman. And I want to be like, get the fuck out of here.
Thank you so
Thanks
much.
A lot. Yeah, that's really, you're calling me a two-bagger, and the first one's plastic. That's me at Emerald City Comic Con from a couple years ago.
Yeah.
That was like the beginning of my hair phase.
See, that's why I put this picture in. I wanted y'all to see the difference. It's like, look at that hair, and then look at this hair. But also nice banner and nice setup. I like that.
Thank you.
Yeah,
I'm really proud of all those books. They all mean something to me. I really work in genre, as you know. So mostly like horror or thrillers, Twilight Zone type stuff, Black Mirror type stuff. And I think every book should have a reason to exist. Like it should be exploring some sort of theme. I don't write comic books because I hate trees. So like Ghostman, for example, is about making art in a world that would much rather be staring at their phones.
Okay. Wait. Let me pull it up. I got a nice image from that.
Look at that. Beautiful. Vincent Gladnick.
All right, so tell me about Ghostman.
Ghostman is that a group of people find out the world's going to end in 24 hours. Right? And we've seen this a million times, right? We've seen The Walking Dead. Cormac McCarthy's The Road. It's always like a real downer. I want these people, like, we have a day left to make art. And this character always wanted to start a band, so they recruit a bunch of people, and they start a band, and they put on a concert to celebrate the end of the world. It's like, we only have so much time in this world to make stuff. We have 24 hours, let's make something. If you told me the world was going to end, I'm going to make a comic book, man.
Yeah.
I'm going to go run around eating human flesh? Come on.
I mean, not yet.
No. Have you seen people?
True. I don't know. Yeah, for the most part, people are kind of gross. But
Agreed.
you know, I don't know. It's funny you should say that because there's at least 2 cannibalism questions on my wheel that we're going to get to. In fact, you know what? Let's go spin the wheel right now so we can go through the
Spin
first
the wheel of
question.
doom. Let's do it. Big money. Big money.
Okay, let me get this back up on here. All right. Watch. I kid you not. If he gets the cannibal question just based off of that, I got to scrap this whole wheel. Because if you've been watching this series, people keep landing on that for some reason, and it makes me look like a maniac. So
all of these are cannibal questions.
Oh, they are now. All right, I'm going to spin the wheel, and whatever you land on is what you got to answer. Don't stare directly at the wheel.
Okay. I can't read it without my glasses anyway.
Oh, you don't have to. It's going to pop up right now. All right. Have you ever lost a fight? And did you deserve it? Yeah.
God, I've lost many a fight. I mean, look. If you look at my pinkies, they're both broken from fist fights. I've broken my fifth metacarpal a couple times. Yeah.
Oh, dude, look.
Oh, look at that! That's the shocker.
Yeah, I got a weird uppy pinky from fighting.
So, occasionally I grew up in New York, and sometimes someone just will walk up to you and pop you in the mouth for no reason.
Oh yeah, Chicago.
And I'm not someone who ever blended into a crowd. I've always just been like the weird looking redheaded kid.
Mm-hmm.
I lost the fight and I deserved it. I was really skinny, really tiny, and really mouthy. So I definitely just pushed someone a little too far who was way outside my weight class, and I thought I could get away with it because I was like the funny guy, you know. But the funny guy stopped being funny after a while.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I've definitely been punched in the mouth a couple of times. Never hurt too bad. And you can take it. You get up, you shake hands, you move on, and you learn.
But I believe that you learn from it, and you're a better person for it.
Yes, I took karate lessons. Is what I did.
There you go.
Yeah. Now, my father, we talked about earlier. One of his many great sayings was, "You can always tell when you're talking to someone who's never been punched in the face."
I say that almost every day.
That's true. He also had another saying. He said, "Boners don't lie." So, where's the wisdom?
You like
what you like, kid.
I got to talk to this man. Yeah.
He's somewhere in Florida.
Okay. Let's talk about this because this is the latest. You were just talking about this, and that's Phantom Limbs, the thief. I love this layout with the eye grabbing imagery being in the shape of the hand. Like
that's all Sonia Harris and Alberto Masayagi. I turned it over to them because design matters, and I just wanted to elevate my game. And for so many of my books, because I was self-published and I did it all myself, I would have to be the designer. I would have to do all the typesetting. I would have to do all the interior pages. And I convinced Sonia to join us, and the effect is immediate, right? This is the best looking cover I've ever had.
It's super dope.
Yeah, and you know why it looks this way? It's because I got the fuck out of the way and I let smart people do it. Smart people.
Now hold on now. You can't just say that's the best look. I mean, I love this too, so don't.
That's good too, yeah.
Okay, like don't be dissing my homeboy.
No, Vince and Gladnick did a great job. They really busted out the fine arts degree for the Ghost Band cover.
But here we are with the campaign. Mm-hmm. Okay, so how'd it go? How do you feel? I should say.
I have been away from Kickstarter for a couple of years. I did the Dark Horse book. Ghost Band ran into some delays, so that took. I didn't want to run a campaign until I had satisfied everyone with Ghost Band, and when I was ready to really come back to the community. So I am stoked. We got 106 backers. It's a small project. I'm not shipping to Europe because it's sort of problematic right now. So considering that most of those sales are digital, which they're paying $5 for, that's great.
Yeah.
And we have the second issue. Alberto's already working on it. We're going to do another standalone story. It's called The Writer.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's about a writer who, well, I don't want to ruin it, but he finds a writing retreat where he can write a bestseller every time he goes there, but every time he comes back, years have passed in our world. So he's paying a cost for that. But The Thief is about a doctor who's about to perform the biggest operation of his career, and he discovers that his medical talent has been stolen by a very unique thief. And it may or may not be talking about things that we are dealing with in the art community.
I mean, I know, but I'm not going to tell you. Yeah. But you should check it out. Is there what are the? Because I backed it, so I know I'm getting mine. But what are the chances of somebody getting it like right this moment as they're seeing this video?
Yes. We have late pledges open, so you can get a digital copy, I believe, for $5, and then you can still get a print copy for $13. And these are going to be really unique books. They are landscape books.
That was my next question because of the way the cover image. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, they're 9 inches long. It costs a little bit more to print that way, but they look so cool. And I just wanted to do something different. I want each one of them to feel like a little episode of The Twilight Zone, like just like this own little self-contained experience.
Right. And to give some, I want to give them a look at some of the other imagery that I was able to capture from this, and like, so I know that you gave it over, to the artist, but like, did they just naturally just go with this color palette?
Alberto, yeah. Alberto he had an idea that he would just do it in 2-color himself. And I said, this looks great. I just got out of the way. So the next issue might be different. He might do a different technique. He might do it a little bit different every time. But it's always going to be landscape. It's always going to be that shape. And these colors, this mood just really fits the work so much.
It does. And the color, the colors he uses for, like you said, the mood. Like, look at this scene here. Like, this little...
Like, there's no dialogue, but you all know more or less what's happening and how to feel
about it. Oh, yeah.
That's successful storytelling. Yeah, I love working with Alberto. We're going to keep working together for years to come. He and I just really clicked. We were introduced on another project.
It's a good team up.
Yeah. I would like to meet him. He's based in Italy, so I haven't met him in person yet, but we keep talking about all the wine we're going to destroy when I get to Italy. We're going to sink the Italian wine market in a weekend.
Bring me back something nice. Damn. Sorry, I'm just staring at this. Yeah, bring me back a new liver, and bring me back some citizenship elsewhere. That's what I need.
We could get derailed pretty quick.
Right. Okay.
Deport me to Ireland. They'll take me. Send me to go live with Rosie O'Donnell.
Right. Just blend in. I've been here the whole time.
I've been to Ireland. It's the only place I've ever been where the locals ask me for directions. They're like, "Oh, we'll ask this pale motherfucker. How do we get to so-and-so?" I'm like, "Lads, I don't know, but thank you for asking me."
Oh, man. For the people that did back, when are you shipping out the books?
Like the day I get them. Okay. So it's at the printer now. The funds haven't cleared from Kickstarter yet, but as soon as we get that fund, we pay it. They're going to be here in a couple of weeks. We're using an American printer. I want to turn this around right away. I want everyone to have a positive experience on this, so then we can bring that back to the second campaign and just keep it moving. Like a snowball going downhill. It's really about exceeding expectations and making people happy. I always tell people, especially students, like Kickstarter, yes, it's a funding platform, but it's an audience building platform.
It is.
You have the most just like creator to reader experience. There's no nothing in between. It's just this really nice relationship. I see the same names coming back and back, and it's not about the project so much; it's the relationship that we have with one another. So even though I hadn't done a Kickstarter in 4 years, it's the same. Like I recognize so many of those names because they remember because they had a positive experience with me before, and they're invested in my success. And it's really, really nice.
Well, it helps if you tell good stories.
Yes, it's probably true. But you have to. But a lot of people tell good stories and just don't manage that relationship well.
True. But I'll tell you this: in the when you're ready for your next campaign, call me. Okay.
What do you want me to call you?
Something dirty. I don't know. But no, call me.
Call you late at night with emotional problems.
No, I get enough of that. No, give me a call. I want to talk, man. I think I can assist you in some ways. I have,
Well, I could definitely be assistant.
Yeah, a friend to friend.
Okay. I definitely will. We're planning on doing it in the fall.
Okay, I'll be here. I hope.
And I'm all about growing that audience and just making them happy and exceeding their expectations. When you're like an indie person like I am, there's no guarantee that the audience is going to be there, right? Like, how Stanley's like every book could be someone's first book. Every book could be someone's last book, right? Like, you don't want to fuck that up. If you're lucky enough to have fans, you treat them like gold, because that's what you do it for. You do it for them. They allow you to do what you want to do most for a living, or just in life. It's not even for a living. They'll set aside all the money. This is my life's purpose. This is it. I don't have kids. I got dogs that I love more than anything, but I'm here to make comic books. I'm here to teach comic books too. Like, that's such an important part of what I do, and it makes me so happy to make this accessible to new people. From the outside looking in, everyone's like, I don't know how to do that, or that seems like something I can't do. And then by the end, I'm like, surprise, you're in a book. You're a published author. I'm a dum-dum. If I can do it, they can do it. So
you are not a dum-dum.
Yeah.
Oh no, you say dumb shit, but you are not a dum-dum.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. We're gonna go to question number 2. Time to spin the wheel. Let's do it.
Big money. What is...
Oh, I don't know if I've ever got this one. What's this?
Oh,
yeah. Do you think you can live without your smartphone or technology for 24 hours?
I do it all the time.
Yeah.
I do it all the time. I really do.
That's not even a problem. Yeah, like
sure. I think smartphones are like the worst thing that ever happened to creative people. Right? I think if you need to sit with your ideas and your thoughts, and it's cumulative, the longer you can spend, and I also work in pen and paper in the beginning, just to get my ideas out. Even if you write the same sentence 10 times in a row, like the 11th time, it'll be different, and you'll crack that thing in your head. I believe the best computer that you have is between your ears. Like the human brain, all the answers are in there. And if you can just key into your imagination and spend a long time with it and tune out all this bullshit, you can get so much done. So there is, I love to take little trips and just go away for a day, and I will do my best writing in 3 hours in a cottage away from home than I will, months with a smartphone in front of you. And I'll even tell you this. Years ago, when I wrote The Rattler, I had gotten rid of my smartphone. I had moved.
Completely?
Completely. I was bartending and bar backing and working in a cafe, and I was like, I actually don't need this. I don't like being on the phone. I hate being on the phone. And I was like, I'll just fucking get rid of it. They raised the rates. I was like, I don't use it. Fuck it. So for a year, I didn't have a smartphone at all, and I wrote The Rattler during that time. And I think it's the best thing I ever wrote, because I was so just naturally thinking and invested in this and not distracted by nonsense. Unfortunately, you do need a smartphone to exist in the world. I got hired by a consulting place. They needed me to be able to fly places and be able to get a lift or somewhere.
Right.
So they didn't want to hire a Luddite. So I had to break it down and get a phone again. But I fantasize when I can put this down and just concentrate, I get so much done. So fuck 24 hours. Give me 24 days. I could do 24 days.
Word.
Easy.
Okay. I think a lot of y'all, how do you, Slack Pack, if you're watching this, how do you feel about that? Can you do it? Let me know in the comments if you think you can go without your smartphone or technology for 24 hours. Let me know. Thanks.
Let me ask you this. Would think about your favorite property, right? Let's say you love Star Wars.
Okay.
Would you have gotten Star Wars if George Lucas had a smartphone?
No.
You might have, but you think,
it would definitely be different.
Yeah, it would definitely be different. But Christopher Nolan famously doesn't have a smartphone, right? He writes, he's not connected to his concentration is very, very focused. So I think, but how many pieces of art are we never going to get because we're addicted to these fucking things, right? Even in my classroom, I gave up on kids not being on this. I'm old enough to remember, I got this as an adult. But if I grew up with this is part of me. This is my pacifier, right?
Yeah.
So how many great pieces of art are we never going to get? How many Star Warses of the future are we not going to get because we can't concentrate? That's my rant. None of us are going to be on our deathbed saying, "Man, I just wish I spent a little bit more time on TikTok." Or maybe we will. I don't know, but I don't want to. I'll be like,
somebody might. I don't know. The way that it's going, you never know. Like, because I don't know, man.
But I have stories I want to tell, right? And the more stories I tell, the more other stories I want to tell, and they multiply like rabbits. And at a certain point, you ask yourself, "Am I going to live long enough to tell all these stories?" Right. So that's another reason why you want to treat your audience well. So you can.
Well, I mean, that's why you need that new phone app. So you can still tell your stories after you're dead, and it can record them for you. Speaking of stories, tell me about this one.
Sucker. That's about the last vampire on Earth. The pharmaceutical industries are trying to put immortality in a pill, and they've decimated the vampires, and they thought they wiped them all out. When one emerged, they left one, and he's the worst son of a bitch of all time.
What made you think of this, man?
I think if there were vampires, pharmaceutical companies would be falling over themselves to put that shit in a pill and sell it to the super rich. Right? What is the most valuable commodity of all time? It's time. Yep. It's time. Right? Everybody wants more time. So if you could give everyone that and put it in, of course it would be in a pill. Of course they'd charge you a lot for it. And, Tom Cruise would be the first one to take it. So I thought about, what I was thinking about? So The Last Vampire 2, he's got the power and the abilities of all the other vampires that were wiped out. It's the entire culture of vampires in one person. And I was thinking about, these languages that are dying off, right? They say, there's only 2 people left that speak this language, and one of them dies. This one person is the sole caretaker of this culture and this language. When they go, it goes with them. Yeah. So I thought I wanted to do the same thing with a vampire. He's got all the abilities of all the other vampires. He's like the worst one, and is the most irresponsible person to have that. He's just like a corporate Wall Street guy from the 80s. He just wants to do blow and chase his sister around. Yeah. Very Amityville Horror 2, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Oh, man.
But I think, so many times with vampires, they try and bring the humanity out of them. And I think if you become a vampire, there has to be a trade for that. You just don't live forever. You've also lost your soul.
Or something, right? Yeah. They don't just. That's the thing, though. They often forget that part of the story, or to say that, no, you're part demon now. You're a soulless person, whatever. I know they tried to portray it before as they've been alive for so long, they just don't care anymore. But no, usually right off the bat, something's wrong with you. And you gotta kind of say that. Weird side note. I'm gonna come to your house and take that Snake Plissken figure behind you.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. You should take that. I got a Michael Myers next to him too. Ooh. I got some Plissken art on the wall too.
I noticed.
That's Ibrahim Mustafa, one of the covers from the series over there.
Sure is.
And then Justin Greenwood did me an original one over there.
Hell yeah.
And then I have another Escape from New York print over here signed by Carpenter, and that Thing print up there is signed by Carpenter, and I got a Halloween print over there signed by him. Whenever he comes around, I always do the VIP thing. I get to talk to him for 10 seconds. He's just like, "Yeah, kid, here you go. Thanks for the money.
here, kid.
There you go, kid." If you meet John Carpenter, talk to him about basketball. It's really the only thing he wants to talk about.
Interesting.
Yeah, college basketball.
Huh.
Yeah, don't talk to him about Michael Myers. He doesn't give a fuck.
Got it. I do like to try to find weird ass shit to talk to people about. So I'll find something really obscure that they were involved in, and then I'll just walk up and just hit them with that. Be like, "So, tell me about your time with Greenpeace." And they're like, "What?" All right, we're gonna do number 3.
Big money. All right. What is?
Ooh.
What can get me to fall asleep? Oof. Usually podcasts. People talking about something. If I can fall asleep to the human voice, I'll fall asleep. I also fall asleep to white noise, like rain and stuff like that. But if you're asking me what makes me bored out of my fucking mind.
That was the intention of the question. But now I do want to know what makes you bored out of your mind. Yeah.
When someone tells you about their dreams. I had this crazy dream, and then you're like, Well, fuck, man, they're all nonsense. Is it nonsense?
Sorry, no, wait, pause. At first, I thought you meant, because you said when somebody tells me about their dreams, like, one day I aspire to be.
Yeah, and I'm telling you, that's boring as shit. Fuck your dreams.
No, but if somebody tells you about, like, a dream they had, you're just
Right.
like, meh.
Yeah, like to become a famous comic book author. You're like, oh.
Man, that's vicious. That's vicious as hell.
Yeah. You know, the self-inflicted wounds cut the deepest.
All right, I still got a couple more of your projects that I want to talk about. So we talked about Sucker, but like you said, you kind of stick to a certain. Let's talk about Nocturnal Commissions, which is it's the name of your sex tape. But
that's what Ginger Snaps. Cherry Wood.
Oh my God.
Nocturnal Commissions is about a werewolf, a vampire, and a zombie that open a detective agency, and then things get weird.
Weirder? No,
Things get weird.
Things get weird. Somebody asked me if this was something you were ever going to revisit.
Yes, it is, and it's always the book people want more of. And
That's why.
Here's what the problem is.
Hmm.
Children. Greg Hinkle keeps making children. The artist. So if you want a Nocturnal Commissions issue 2, everyone chip in for Greg's vasectomy. That's the quickest way you're going to get issue 2. Every time he's about to start, he has another one. Or that kid Mike Mignola puts him on a book. Mm-hmm. He's done a couple Mike Mignola things since then. But Mike's his hero, you know? I'm supportive of that. But Greg and I, we talk about it. We want to do it. It's already written. I want to keep doing like self-contained little detective things.
I think that would be great.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
And his art is phenomenal.
Yeah.
Even if the writing's trash, his art is so
But it's not, though.
Give me a chance. I can get that.
Okay. No, I know that this was like you came through this at a time where you were, I think this is like, as you were talking about your development in language, so this is pre that, right?
Post that. Yeah.
Post that. Yeah, sorry. That's what I meant to say. Post that. And so this is where
it's more of that. It's more of that visually driven everything, and then just giving Greg room to be Greg. And I ask him like, "What do you want to draw? Like, what's going to be fun for you?" And then I try and think of like a good theme. And so the theme of I always work with the theme because I want to make the world a better place without having to scream into the void of social media. So Nocturnal Commissions is about like all these different sort of like marginalized communities working together: the werewolves, the vampires, the zombies. So it's a greater cause. And yes, it should be fun. It should be a romp. It should have like a dark sense of humor. But it should also be saying something about the world we live in. So maybe you put it down, you had a good time, but maybe it gives you something to think about. Or maybe not.
Yeah, but what I'm also interested in, too, is the cases. The cases that they are going to come up against. That's what I'm...
we've got a Selkie case coming up.
Yeah, okay.
And then we've got a museum of monster oddities, and then we've got sort of like a Man-Thing analog.
Okay.
They're going up against. And then there may be like this interdimensional invasion, like poppy fields that are haunted by the victims of overdoses, that kind of stuff.
Oof.
Yeah.
Ooh,
so so it's dark, but we want to have like a fun little romp with it.
Damn. Did y'all hear that last part? He just said that like it was like, oh yeah, like put butter on toast. No.
As you do.
A poppy seed field haunted by ghosts of people who overdosed. Yeah. Wow. All right.
I also want to do like a Make-A-Wish where like the vampire has to take this kid, wants to be a vampire, to Make-A-Wish thing, and then things just get bloody out of control. I think that'd be a lot of fun to just take like little kids and just drench them in blood. You still recording?
I don't know what to say. I mean, out of context, I had to make sure that when I edit this, I gotta get that whole segment. So I can't just be like, if I'm not gonna put an internet, like I just think it's a good idea to put Kids in Blood just on Instagram. That one, you know. Okay, we're on question number 4. So
big money, big money, big money. Give me the whammy.
Give him some good. Oh, okay. You know, it always goes around to that side. Yeah.
Pancakes or waffles?
Yeah.
Or chicken and waffles?
I mean,
can I put chicken on my waffles?
Yeah.
Or can I wrap the pancake like around a hot dog?
You know what?
Because
wait, hold on, wait, stop. I have to. Did you say a hot dog?
Yeah, hot dog. Or
not like a sausage, not a sausage link, but a hot dog.
Sausage links aren't thick enough. Give me a hot dog.
I don't think I've ever tried that.
You need meat. Look, man, I love animals. I eat them 3 times a day. A waffle on its own is not going to be enough.
Okay, so would you, in that case, then, would you rather have your chicken and waffles or hot dog and pancakes?
That's a real chicken or egg conversation there. That's a real Sophie's choice you're giving me. I'll probably go for the chicken and waffles.
Okay, word up.
But way too much. Like, I'll eat my portion, and then if my wife only eats half of hers, I'm not letting her take it home. I'm going to move that plate towards me, and I'm going to eat that too. And then later I'll be like, oh, why'd I do it? It was so good. Oh.
Well, yeah. I mean, yeah. I think we all.
Restraint is not one of my virtues. Now, you've seen me at a bar. You know what happens.
I've seen you at a party at a bar, and I don't remember if you saw me because you know I've been known to throw down myself a little bit.
I'm an introvert extrovert. When I go out, I go out. When I stay in, I stay in.
Same. I have a battery, and my battery's at full charge for a few hours, and I am go. And then when it's done, I'm just gone.
Yeah, I do the Irish goodbye.
Yep. I left my own birthday party once.
Yeah, it's great when you have it somewhere else and you can just peace out.
Yeah, I was just like Homer in the bushes, just out.
Good to see you. Wouldn't want to be you.
Right. All right. So now I talked about this a little bit earlier, but please tell my Slack pack about past tense because you got a lot of books, man, and I didn't even get to cover all of them here today, but I wanted to make sure I got this one in, talk about this one because it's still dark and it's very Jason. So
past tense is about a company that can send camera drones back through time to view history, not to change it, but just to view it as it actually occurred. Now you think of what you would want to see from the past, right? So all these wonderful things that we could visit, but of course, everyone just uses it to look at the most sensational things they can find, and they just look for Jack the Ripper. They just look for murders and just anything salacious in the past. No one's using this technology to better themselves. No. So this camera operator, she works at the company past tense, and she finds something in her own family history that's going to affect her in the present. And I really wanted to do a book about how our lack of privacy and how the most vulnerable among us don't have any privacy at all. And I think I was at a traffic light. I looked to my left and I looked to my right, and each of those people were just digging into their nose. And I remember thinking you don't think anyone's watching, but someone's always watching. Yep. I would never do that because someone might be watching. And then I'm like, someone could be watching me even when I think I'm completely alone. There could be someone in the future watching me now. Do I really have any privacy? Yeah, right. We put everything on the phone, but the entire catalog of human history could be someone's entertainment. And who gets to view that, right? Who gets to curate that? Who benefits from that? So the story is about her. She discovers this thing in her past. It's going to put her in peril in the present. And it becomes sort of a Hitchcockian game of cat and mouse between her and this killer. And it is a dark book. But again, at the end, I do try and give it a little bit of something to think about and chew on, especially with the last page. Everyone really likes the last page. Yeah. So if you see this in a bookstore, just skip to the last page.
Don't read it or buy it or anything. Just skip to the last page.
It's harder to find. There's not many copies out there.
No, there's not. like I said, I've had mine for years, but I got it from, literally working at the publisher. So, I cheated. Okay, let me go to this. We have the last question, and then I want to cover something and wrap up. But
what do you got? What do we got? Give me a good one.
It better be a good one. Oh, okay. I haven't seen this one in a while.
By Zombie Survival Kits.
3 things in there.
Probably a hatchet, right?
Okay.
A hatchet.
It's a good one.
A bottle of whiskey.
Okay.
And probably like a pillow. I'm gonna be sleeping in weird places. And I want to be comfortable. I can't sleep without a good pillow. So zombie apocalypse, I'm grabbing a pillow, a hatchet, and some hooch. And then I can just chop my way to freedom. Oh, you know my dog. I put my dog on there too. I don't want a zombie eating my dog.
All right.
So maybe like a baby carrier. I put my dog in that, and I got the hatchet in one hand and the whiskey in the other. And I'm gonna be out there. I'm gonna have a good old time. Yeah, I'm not worried about zombies.
Okay, he's got this covered, y'all.
Now werewolves, they're fucking terrifying. They'll get you.
Yeah, no, I mean, yeah, werewolves. Nobody has I have yet to hear somebody who's like, I got a werewolf plan.
I know.
No,
it's all over. They'll tear your calf out, and then you can't run, and then they just nosh on you all fucking day. Yeah, to me, those are always like the scariest movies. Not necessarily werewolf movies, but like the zombie movies don't scare me as much. Like, the zombies themselves don't scare me. It's humanity that always terrifies me. But like when you watch something like The Mist, and I'm just like, right. I don't know how to do this. I don't have a plan for this except for I gotta shut that one crazy lady in the grocery store up. That's the only thing I'm thinking of during that movie. Is like, she gotta go, because she gonna get me killed. But yeah, you can't reason with something like that. But with werewolves, werewolves are like this classic, like Dr. Jekyll. Like werewolves are like you without any moral code, right? Like we all have like this. If you want to get Jungian, right? Like we all have like this shadow self that mirrors the top side, and you have to sort of find this peace with it, right? Like we are shades of gray, many of us. But the werewolf is you without any breaks, right? So it's the side of you, if you could just say fuck it and just go absolute bananas. If you had no moral compass whatsoever, that's the werewolf side of you. That's the id. So I think those stories are really interesting. So the werewolf, it is a complete abandonment.
It sounds like you might be working on something in there, sort of like you tossing around some ideas in there.
Oh, I thought you meant am I in therapy?
Are you?
No, I graduated. They were done. They're like, you're cured. Get out. Never come back.
Okay.
We're changing the locks. Don't come back.
Okay. Yeah, I was gonna say that's not a thing, man. I don't know.
Well, I love monsters, just in general. I always think of Bugs Bunny. I just love monsters. But I think monsters always have something to say about like the world and the times that we live in, and it's much better. Horror is a much better delivery system for things that are going on in the world than straight ahead stuff. And there are writers that can tackle that, like the Department of Truth, right? I can't write like that. Gotcha. I just picked up the Ann Nesenti book, The Seeds.
Oh yeah.
And again, like she is such a phenomenal writer, but that's just not my strength.
Gotcha.
My strength is like creepy, weird stuff. And that's another thing that if anyone is making comics and is still listening, if you have your own voice and if you have your own way of telling a story, then you don't have competition. Because
it's true.
If somebody wants a Jason McNamara story, I'm the best place to get it. So, I told you back earlier in my career, I would get like a little bit like, oh, why are they getting things and I'm not getting this? Why doesn't anyone love me? And then once I realized, I came back with the Rattler and I was like, oh, this is really my strength. Dark, these sort of morality tales with a dark sense of humor, that is my strength. And the more I do that, the better I get at it, the more comfortable I am. Early on, I was like, I can write Westerns, I can write romances. I don't have a romantic bone in my body. Unless I got drunk and went on Grindr. You know what I mean? So,
oh my God. We got to talk about what you think romance is. What you think?
So the more that if you can find your voice, like that represents your values and your beliefs, and is what you how you can do it in a way that no one else can. That's just natural to you. I always tell people, like, write the book that you want to discover on the shelf. Like, look at the shelf, and I'm always looking around for something to jump out at me. I'm looking for a very specific kind of piece all the time, right? Have you ever been on Netflix and you're looking for a movie, right? You can spend an hour looking for just the right thing.
Yep.
And I was something make the book that you want to find, because if you want to see it, I bet you there's 100,000 people behind you that are also looking for that specific voice. So once I realized what my voice was, it was so freeing. And then I could go to conventions and be like, hey, we're all here because we fucking love comic books. You love comic books, I love comic books. And if you're next to me and you're selling more books than me, that just means people wanted a Cerius Blaq voice that day. It doesn't mean I'm a piece of shit and I'm a fucking asshole. It just means, like, that's the thing that they wanted that day, right? So once I did that, I was like, I feel great. My wife is like, look, your books are depressing. Of course you're never going to be a bestseller. And I'm like, yeah, I'm okay with that, you know? I think I did them really well. I think I have a unique take on how I tell a story, and it's never going to be mainstream. They're never going to put me on Spider-Man, no matter how drunk I get at a bar. Tell people I will be. And I love Spider-Man, but at this point, I don't want to write Spider-Man stories. I'll read Spider-Man. I'm not too cool for school. I read superhero books all the time. I just don't know how to write them anymore. Partly because I think if you're going to write heroes, you have to kind of believe in them. Right? And I just think when you're a kid, when you're young, you're like, oh, Captain America, Spider-Man, I want to be those guys. And maybe when you're a little bit older, you want to be like Wolverine or the Punisher. And now I just want to mind my own fucking business. Right? You wouldn't want me to,
I feel that.
You wouldn't want me to write Captain America because I can't do it. But I'll read it. I want that experience because I want to read someone else's positivity.
You know, it's funny you say that because, like, I guess it kind of puts into perspective. I've been thinking about something for a while. I watch a lot of anime lately, right? And one of my favorite series is a series called Freerin, and it's about this elf mage woman. She's like thousands of years old. The story is not about her battling anybody. It's actually, they've already beat the demon lord, and this is about what she does with the rest of her life now that the mission's over.
Yeah.
And I was like, but that's where I'm at now with my, like, when I'm looking for
our mission is over,
right? And, like, she's got an apprentice now, and it's just about them traveling and her still, like, buying magic books, and I love it, and I love it, yeah.
And I often want to read things that I wouldn't necessarily write.
Yeah,
give me a different. I spend so much time in my own fucking head. Like, I want to be in someone else's head. I want a different experience. And the more singular that experience is, the more singular that voice is, the better the experience is for me.
Right.
So I want, like, that. I think the more people we can get into making comics, the stronger comics is, right? When I was starting out, nobody wanted to help me. You know what I mean? It was just very competitive. And I want to break all that down for people and give resources to get as many people making comics as possible. We can grow that audience. We can make it as diverse as a landscape as possible. Whatever you're into, someone should be making it.
Yeah, there's certainly any classes. There weren't any classes for people like you to help, nothing like that. So,
no, yeah. I couldn't take comic book classes when I went to City College. I took screenwriting over and over and over again, the same course, because that was all that was available to me. The teacher was sick of me, but she taught me a lot. You know?
That's good.
Denise Postrom, she was great.
Shout out, nice. Before we go, I did want to give my Slack Pack the opportunity to see your website and specifically the store, because I do see that you do have a number of things still available on here, and if it's sold out, it will say underneath, but just a quick scroll through.
I got Suckers, I got Cicada, we didn't talk about that. That's about a serial killer that comes back to the same town every 13 years.
Yeah, actually, well, I also saw that it was sold out, and I was going to ask you about that.
Oh, is it? I have more on the way. I have more on the way.
Okay, because, that's why I had to bring it up, because I was like, well, he ain't got it right now, and I'm mad. Because I went through here earlier and, like, just perused, and I was like, okay.
I have a free book on there, shorthand, if you want a low-risk exposure to my work, shorthand. A book, a one-shot with myself and Rasan Ikadale. And I don't want to tell you too much about it, but it's free. Give it a shot, and if you like that, that's a good primer for my work in general.
Okay.
I've got plenty of Nocturnal Commissions and Suckers, and then I also did if you have a young person. And Ghost Fans, yeah. If you have a young person in your life, I did co-write a middle-aged reader called Creepers up there.
Right here.
Tomorrow is a day behind. And it's about, you ever send like someone a text and they don't get it for like a day or two?
Mm-hmm.
This kid's cell phone is broken. He's getting texts from a day in the future.
Oh.
And he learns about a calamity that's going to happen at his high school. And he's going to put all the puzzle pieces together and save his crush.
Aww.
And that has illustrations from the great Justin Greenwood.
That's what's up.
Yeah. So my cousin's always like, when are you going to write something my kids could read? You do all these things that I have to hide. Every time I get a book from you, I got to hide it somewhere on a high shelf.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, so it took me a long time, but I definitely wrote that for her and her kids.
Covered by Brad Simpson, too. Nice.
Yeah, he did the colors, yeah. That was really lucky. Those guys are a good team. So there's more on the way. The third and final volume of Sucker will come out. We're going to kickstart that later this year. I'm going to do more Phantom Limbs, and then I'm going to bring the Cicada back as a series next year. And I want to just continue that and just do different errors in that town, Like,
okay.
Return to it. I want that to be like my Twin Peaks type series, where we keep going back to the same town at different errors and seeing what happens when the cicadas return.
Okay, I like that.
Yeah.
Twin Peaks, a little bit of Fargo.
A little bit of Fargo. I think of like this. They talk about the Santa Ana winds in California and how like this sort of wind phenomenon sort of makes people really melancholy and brings with it like everyone's like, oh, it's the Santa Ana winds. And I just thought, like, if the cicadas kept coming back to this town every 13 years, and they inspired like chaos and mayhem, and made everyone just a little bit uneasy every 13 years, what would it be like to live in that town and to brace for that every 13 years? Like, it's happening again. It's happening again.
Okay, yeah, I want one. So put one to the side for me. Let me know when it's up on the site, and I'll buy it immediately.
You got it. Yeah.
Okay.
Lovely.
And I'll probably get that other book that's suitable for kids because I need more stuff like that. So
it's suitable. I don't think it's not dumbed down. I worked with Adrienne Ambrose, so I wrote like the first draft, and she has a lot of experience writing for that age group.
Yeah.
She softened all my hard edges. And she made some.
I want to see the original script.
I mean, the kid was just like blowing lines in third grade.
I can see the future. Oh man,
the future is my teeth falling out.
Oh, what a calamity. Okay, well, that kind of does it for us. You made it through all 5 questions.
That was completely painless.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for having me.
I knew you could handle it, but we're gonna get out of here. Slackers. I'm gonna put all of Jason's information in the description, his website, his Instagram, and then link to
my Amazon wish list.
Nope, I'll put my Amazon wish list,
oh.
but yeah. And then look out for and the link to the Kickstarter because that book is still available right now, and this video will be out soon. It'll still be available for you to order. So yeah, that about does it for us. Jason, I want to thank you for giving me your time and being you.
Thank you for being you, my friend. It's good to see you.
Yeah. But I'm going to go ahead and end this session now. You don't go anywhere. I will see you in the green room. Don't go anywhere. I will see y'all in my next music video reaction or in my next 5 questions with Cerius Blaq. Thank you for watching. Please like the video, comment, share, subscribe, all of those things. And I say peace to y'all.
Praise the Dark Lord.